Hey guys, it is Sunday at 1 p.m. and I am going to shoot some videos. I'm going to show some of my favorite combos, but I'm not going to show like too many combos. I'm actually going to show like one set of combos, but I'm going to show like how you can play with that. Okay, so it's really important to not be a collector of techniques or just learn a whole bunch of combos, but really have an intuitive understanding of how to set up your combos and how to employ it. Okay, and so one of the biggest things I see in especially schools that don't train people to fight is that they end up teaching their students lots of combo, and their students never learn how to use it. Okay, so I'm going to show a really basic set of combos, and then we're going to like play with it. Okay, so I got these type of teaching concept from music, and we're going to take the same type of bar or musical note, and we're just going to arrange it differently. Still the same song, but we're going to arrange it a little bit differently. Okay, and so my teaching method, I learned this from Matt Thornton. It's called the 3I method. Okay, so I as in like capital I. Introduction, integration, and isolation. Okay, so introduction, I'm going to introduce the theme. Isolation, we're going to break them into little parts, and then integration, we're going to put it back together. Okay, so that's the method I like to teach. I also call it the sandwich method. The sandwich method is not exactly the 3I method. The sandwich method is sandwich, meat, sandwich. Okay, sorry, not sandwich, bread, meat, bread. Okay, and so it's very important to understand how your instructor or teacher structured the course, because then you can follow along. Okay, so a lot of times when you're watching my videos on YouTube or Facebook, I'm employing these two methods. Sometimes I employ the third method, which is called scaffolding, which is taking what you already know or what I already taught you and adding to it. So we're building on it. So that's another method of teaching. Okay, so it's very important. A lot of martial instructors, they assume that just because they have a black belt or someone gave them a ranking, they automatically can be a teacher. Being a teacher is really difficult. It's a skill, just like anything in life. It's a skill. Like I was talking to a friend years ago, and I told him I can't do any bench press. I'm just really weak, and he laughs at me. He goes, "Listen, it's just a skill. You just have to get on the bench, learn proper form, start with light weights, and start doing it, and eventually you get good at it. It's a skill, right? And so nothing comes easy in life, and it's a skill. And I'm very grateful that I've been able to teach for the last 16 years in many different settings: a public school, at college, at my own gym, in front of strangers, like everywhere. And I have really learned to develop these skills. I was very lucky that I worked in a public school for 10 years. And not just that, I did a lot of research on how people learn, how to teach and stuff. Okay, so once again, today's method I'm going to employ more than likely is the 3I method: introduction, isolation, and integration. Bring it all back together. So I'm going to introduce today's theme, which is jab, cross, hook, cross, low kick. Okay, so jab, cross, hook, cross, low kick. Now that's the introduction, but we may not use the whole thing. Okay, like we're going to play with that. So using the musical concept, we will play. We will. This is the arrangement, but we will arrange it very differently. Okay, so like a different composer, different conductors at an orchestra will play the same arrangement, but they'll play it differently. They'll arrange it a little bit differently. Okay, so here's the introduction. Hopefully this camera can see me. I'll move it back just a little bit. Okay, there you go. Okay, so jab, cross, hook, cross, low kick. Okay, now it doesn't have to be a low kick, but for me it's a low kick. I'm not very tall and I don't really have a lot of flexibility. Okay, this camera just ran out of memory. Okay, so jab, cross, hook, cross, low kick. So that's the introduction. Okay, so jab, cross, hook, cross, low kick. So at home, I want you guys to try that. Okay. Now, if the bag's really hard, let's just say you don't have a bag or you have a pillar, you can wrap something soft so you don't accidentally hurt your hand, and you just have to go through the motion. Okay. Jab, cross, hook, cross, low kick. Now notice how I throw this cross. Notice how I throw the low kick. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4. I leave it out there, and then I swing my kick. boom. Okay? Now, a lot of people come from traditional karate, they always say, you gotta keep your hands up, or whatever, right? Like especially kickboxing school that don't fight. It is true, you gotta keep your hands up. But in this case, I just threw my punch, he's defending the punch, and then I'm gonna windshield wipe my arm, and I'm gonna kick him at the same time. Boom. Versus punch, come back, kick. That's much different, okay? Now this method is fine, and then kick, okay? But the problem is that you didn't string your combos together. And against a skilled fighter, they're so composed, they're gonna watch that low kick, and boom, hit you, right? So you gotta hide that low kick. So a better method, now you can put the two methods together, but a better method is put it all together like a machine gun. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, okay? And that's the combo that you wanna do. But later on, you might pause a little bit just to screw them up. 1, 2, 3, 4, and then boom, like that, okay? So it's important to do that. But what I'm not teaching you is this. 1, 2, 3, 4, and then boom. It's wrong because you pause, you let him regroup. And high-level fighters can sense each other's energy. It's like making love to someone. You can sense it, okay? And so this is really important. So that's the arrangement we're going to play with. Later on, we're just going to change the arrangement where we're going to someone throws a cross at me, I'm going to brush it out of the way, return with the cross, into low kick. Or I might throw a jab cross hook, miss the cross, low kick. Now notice what I did when I missed the cross. I did not hit the bag because I want to over-rotate, get my hip to go faster. Or I want to simulate on the day of the fight that he just went by me and we're moving and then all of a sudden I low kick. So just because the bag's in front of you doesn't mean you have to hit the bag each time, okay? It's a very stupid equipment. It does not move. It stays literally in front of you. So you have to simulate the bag moving. You have to simulate that the bag is your opponent. So a lot of times everyone assumes that they have to hit the bag on contact. You do not, because you want to learn how to get in. So on the first move, the bag has no contact. If I don't step in on my roundhouse kick, I'm going to end up kicking with my toe. So I miss, I step in, now I kick with my shin. But if you don't practice that on the day of the fight, you throw a punch, he hits you in the face, you try to throw a low kick, you couldn't because he just stuffed you, because you've been practicing it wrong. So you do not have to hit the bag each time. That's the mistake, okay? So I go to the gym, I observe, these bodybuilders hitting the bag and whatever, and they're like, every motion, they're hitting, like every time they're contacting the bag. You do not have to contact the bag. Notice I didn't contact the bag, and then I step in and I contact. Now it's much different. Now if I do this and I hit the bag, look at my hands too short. And then on the day of the fight, especially I'm a short guy, I'm gonna get hit left and right because my range is off. I'm gonna be giving up 2 inches. Okay? So I'm touching him and then boom. Okay, so let's give this a try. Try for about 6 minutes and then come back and watch my next part of the video. So we're gonna today's theme: jab cross, hook, cross, low kick. Now notice what I did with my jab cross. I'm not really tight, I'm just touching because I'm focusing on the cross into the low kick, okay? So I'll do a little bit faster. Okay, I'm wearing socks, I apologize. It's really cold here. Okay, so I'm slipping all over the place. Okay, now another thing for the advanced fighters, after you finish your combo, if you train a good boxing coach, they always say to hide your movement. So after you finish your combo, you want to jab your way out, and you do not want to go straight backwards. So sometimes what I like to do is I like to jab off on my hook side, so I can land another lead hook, follow with a cross, follow with a low kick, or I zip her back so that I can switch off my lead side. Okay, so don't be happy doing this. That's fine if you're just a beginner, you're just trying to develop power, but once you master that, you want to make your bag sophisticated. You want to add some intelligence to your bag. Now obviously, there's no intelligence in this bag, so you have to make yourself intelligent, okay? So watch my combo. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. He's in front of me. I'm gonna jab out toward this side. Pop, pop, pop. Okay? Now there's many ways to jab out, but that's the one I prefer to choose today. Okay? So last combo, last time. Alright, one more time, that was bad. Pop, pop, pop. Now in this case, I was too close and my socks was preventing me from moving correctly, so I'm just gonna lightly touch the bag. All right, let's give this a try and meet back on here in about 5 to 6 minutes.